The SQE assessments. What is the SQE? The SQE is the Solicitors Qualifying Examination, a national centralised assessment that all aspiring solicitors must pass, regardless of the pathway they have taken to qualification. This may include UK law and non-law graduates, apprentices, chartered legal executives, paralegals, and foreign qualified lawyers who had to take the Qualified Lawyers Transfer Scheme QLTS assessment until the introduction of the SQE. The SQE is administered by the Solicitors Regulation Authority (SRA), the independent regulatory body of the Law Society of England and Wales, ensuring candidate assessment is both rigorous and fair. How are you assessed on the SQE? The SQE examination is split into two stages, SQE1 and SQE2. In the SQE1 assessment, applicants should demonstrate that they can apply their knowledge of English law in the context of scenarios of the type a solicitor might typically encounter in practice. The SQE2 assessment is practical and involves, for example, simulations of solicitor-client interactions, file reviews, court-based scenarios, and preparation of written advice to the client or supervising solicitor. SQE1 comprises two separate assessments which test functioning legal knowledge, or FLK, in a practical context. The first assessment, FLK1, covers the following practice areas: business law and practice, dispute resolution, contract, tort, the legal system of England and Wales, constitutional and administrative law and EU law, legal services. The second assessment, FLK2, covers the following practice areas: property practice, wills and the administration of estates, solicitors' accounts, land law, trusts, criminal law, criminal litigation. Each of the two FLK assessments includes 180 questions. Within each of the FLK assessments, questions may draw on any combination of the subject areas which might be encountered in practice. Ethics and professional conduct are examined pervasively across the two assessments. SQE1 assessments use computer-based objective testing, employing a multiple-choice test question format consisting of a STEM, leading question, and 5 possible options where only one is the best response. SQE2 assesses core legal skills and candidates' ability to carry out practical legal tasks through a series of assessments repeated in various legal practice areas. Candidates will be tested on ethical principles throughout. The second stage of the SQE is a practical assessment which tests various legal skills: client interviewing and completion of an attendance note or legal analysis, advocacy, legal research, legal writing, legal drafting, and case and matter analysis. The assessments must be taken and passed in the various practice contexts, making a total of 16 assessments known as stations: dispute resolution, property practice, business law and practice, criminal practice, wills, and the administration of estates. The stations sample across the range of skills and practice areas. Candidates will not be able to choose the practice area for their skill assessment. The client interviewing and advocacy assessments involve role-play exercises. An assessor who has been trained in playing the role of the client assesses the client interview. The attendance note which follows the interview is marked by a solicitor. The advocacy exam is assessed during the submission or presentation by a solicitor acting as the decision-maker. The legal research, legal writing, legal drafting, and case and matter analysis assessments are completed on a computer. The exercises are marked by a trained assessor, who is a qualified solicitor according to the SRA criteria. Assessment rules. You must first pass both parts of SQE1, FLK1, and FLK2 before you can attempt SQE2. You must take FLK1 and FLK2 assessments in a single assessment window. If you fail any of the two elements of the SQE1 assessment, you must resit the specific element, either FLK1 or FLK2 of the assessment that you have failed. You have a maximum of 3 attempts to pass each SQE1 or SQE2 assessment in a 6-year period. You must pass all SQE1 and SQE2 assessments within 6 years, commencing from the date of the first attempt of the SQE1 assessment. There is no English language test to take as a prerequisite to sit the assessments. Candidates are not allowed to take any materials into the assessments. Am I eligible to take the SQE? While there are no formal steps before taking the SQE assessment, aspiring solicitors should meet certain requirements before they can apply for admission to become a Solicitor of England and Wales. In addition to passing the SQE, you must hold a degree in law or another subject, or complete the legal apprenticeship scheme or equivalent, complete a minimum period of 2 years of qualifying work experience, and meet the SRA character and suitability requirements. Qualifying work experience, QWE. Candidates must complete QWE of at least 2 years in legal services before they can apply to become solicitors. The pre-qualification QWE has an important role to play in developing the competencies of intending solicitors. The work experience obtained through the period of work-based learning should be such as to enable candidates to develop some or all of the competencies expected of a newly qualified solicitor. Such work experiences can be pulled from 4 different places or be gained in one block of time. QWE can be paid or unpaid work and could include periods of experience acquired under a formal training contract or through working in a student law clinic as an apprentice or a paralegal, or through a placement as part of law degree programs, or work at a voluntary or charitable organization could all contribute to this requirement. QWE must be signed off by a solicitor or compliance officer for legal practice. Candidates can still sit the SQE assessments prior to commencing or at the time they have been undertaking their QWE. However, they must complete this period before they can apply to become solicitors. Foreign qualified lawyers are not subject to the 2-year qualifying work experience. Can I obtain any exemptions? The SRA may offer exemptions to foreign qualified lawyers who are able to demonstrate that they meet certain criteria of previous legal knowledge and practical experience in English law. There will be no partial exemptions from some elements of either SQE1 or SQE2. There will be only full exemption from a whole of SQE1 or SQE2 assessments. All other candidates, domestic and foreign, must pass the 2 elements of the assessment and cannot apply for any exemptions. Taking the SQE assessments. The assessments are offered twice a year in the UK and administered by a sole assessment provider, Kaplan, which has been appointed by the SRA. The SQE1 FLK assessments are also available in designated examination centres internationally. In order to maintain the integrity of the assessments, Kaplan is not allowed to provide preparation courses for the SQE assessments. The scope of the material, however, is comprehensive and requires a thorough preparation. In addition, you are allowed to attempt each of the 2 stages of the SQE only 3 times during a 6-year period. It is therefore extremely important that you study for the SQE assessment with a course provider that understands your needs and personal circumstances and will provide you with the right guidance so you can pass the SQE assessments on your first attempt. Admission to the role of solicitors. The results of the SQE1 are made available several weeks after the date of the assessment, and those for SQE2 are released about 3 months after the assessment. Once you have passed the assessment and fulfilled any outstanding requirements set by the SRA, you may apply for admission to the role of Solicitors of England and Wales and get your practicing certificate. What is QLTS? QLTS offers training and consulting services for the SQE assessment. For over a decade, we have prepared thousands of individual lawyers and candidates from the world's top law firms for the QLTS assessments, the model on which the SQE assessments are based. We have harnessed this extensive knowledge and experience to develop preparation courses aimed exclusively at the SQE, reflecting the SRA's assessment specification for the assessment. This means that you are equipped with everything you need without requiring any additional material to pass the SQE assessments. We offer comprehensive, affordable, and flexible preparation courses for the 2 stages of the SQE assessments. Our preparation courses combine tailor-made and customized textbooks, video tutorials, practice questions, digital flashcards, dozens of mock tests, extensive online resources, and one-on-one tutor support offered by expert English law lecturers. Special arrangements and unique programs are offered for international candidates based outside the UK. Our preparation courses enable you to study for the assessment anytime you want from anywhere in the world. No need to travel to a study venue or attend expensive classroom lessons. You can learn about the journeys of some of our successful candidates and advice on what works and what doesn't for those on the road to dual qualification on the Success Stories page on our website. Request more information now about QLTS preparation course for the SQE assessment, or download free sample materials on our website. Making the right decision to study with QLTS will save your time, money, and effort.